And of course, zywoo. I mean, storylines out the wazoo, and we're into NUKE, a home ground for Liquid. Their pick, their T-side start. Let's see where they're going.
Boy, oh boy, is this exciting, man. Liquid, they've really surprised me throughout this event. You know, we've had some great mileage out of Fallen, but I think this is going to be a real big test for him. Whether or not he can keep that strong streak going. Fast towards outside here, and Stewie already down in towards hell. He does have teammates all around him. But it's shox to open up, doesn't live to get away. And Nevera holding close at ramp is cancelled out by Naf. This is so back and forth. Naf and Elige left up in the 2-on-3. They get this ramp control. Naf is just trying to stay alive. He will have Elige nearby to help him out if needed. But already the rotates have come in down towards this lower bomb site. These two at ramp are just the tip of the iceberg. And Liquid actually decide to take the fight. You got to get past zywoo, and that's easier said than done. They learned that the hard way, and he churns them up with the USP.
Yeah, I actually like the call to go back there, right, for Liquid. It looks scary when Naf gets caught with a bomb next to the railing and he has to jump over, but he does get back down. And even if Liquid committed to B with a double ramp flank, there was Apex lying in wait, the trap set on Decon to deny a bomb plant. So Liquid were pretty screwed. They tried their odds to go back against zywoo, but hey, as we know, easier said than done. And so Vitality, they steal a pistol to start. That was very brawly though, right? Like, you know, a lot of quick calls. We know Stewie's going to be leading here on this map over Fallen, a map that, you know, he's at least not too accustomed to. This time in Brazilian rosters. He looked so good on it just the other day though, up against Faze. Styling with that AWP. So let's see where this one goes. Nice little cleanup kills here for Vitality. It's only Glocks for Liquid, so you can't really expect too much. I say that. krimz gets one with the Glock out A, and it's zywoo to clean house. Vitality 2-0. Liquid coming in with...
Yeah, we're not going to see that AWP on Fallen just yet, but, you know, you're not worried immediately. zywoo isn't bringing his to the table either. Attempted the bonus round here for Team Vitality. Not much love given to anywhere on the map from Liquid early on. Instead, they're lining up these outside smokes. They're going to get thrown over now. And actually, wait, hang on a moment. I thought they were outside smokes. That's not the case at all. One of them falling over towards hell. It's that little, you know, their kind of outside setup that they like to do, where they smoke this deep area outside. Then they can even couple that perhaps with garage or main smoke, and then seek to get this outside control. Here's this wall of smokes that falls in between main and garage. And even though Liquid have thrown all this in, they haven't pushed anyone with it. Instead, they go back into the lobby. They're hoping that Vitality get very, very preoccupied with these smokes outside. Vitality haven't taken the bait, and instead, if anything, all those smokes have done is like kind of force all these players together over towards ramp and the A-bomb site. Their numbers here greater than perhaps Liquid are going to be expecting. Over here in the ramp room, it's shox. He's about to have a lot of bodies come his way. How many of them is he putting in bags? There's the first, but with more players spilling out, his time on this earth is limited. Here's this early rotate from Apex, and Apex has just mopped it all up. 3 in the round. I don't even think he realized he got the third. Elige left up in the clutch, 1v3 to find. And only 15 seconds left to get it done, and that's a real rough spot for Elige.
Yeah, impossible, and a safe bet in this one, but will he even get away with his gun is the big question. He's looking like he's safe for the time being. Going up heaven could be a death sentence with RPK on A, but it's Vitality finding a strong start to this map. On Liquid's pick as well. This one was really, really hard to predict. I mean, today I think especially the predictions are just a coin flip at the best of times. But with Apex back in Vitality, with this 6-man roster that we do know and love, I think there's definitely good things for the Frenchman. Liquid. It's always awkward when you keep an AK like this, because even though you can run a hero rifle into a round with pistols, you know, Elige isn't going to be on a full buy in the next rifle round unless Liquid get a bomb plant here. So there is still that innate pressure that you've got to get something done in a round like this with very little to do it. Only a flash on Fallen. Elige looking at the heart, trying his luck at spam, but nothing coming through. And this is going to be a cool game to see the test of, you know, RPK v Grim. Who's better at that back A bomb side anchor? We've seen so many incredible holds on the CT side from Grim in that position. But RPK is no slacker either. shox at ramp. Looks like Liquid want to tangle with the beast, and he's already found one coming through the smoke. Elige losing jaCkz, no armor left, and the nade hits Grim hard as well. shox is getting closer, and he could find more and more through this smoke. Liquid, they're done with that position. They're going to go back to A, but out of the fire, into the frying pan.
Oh my word, RPK with the FAMAS. He's so scary with that gun, and he just makes it look so good as well. Vitality up onto 4, and showing no signs of slowing down. We'd back in with a buy. Thus far, nothing really working. Vitality, a commanding lead into this game. Determined. Haven't even had to see that AWP on zywoo just yet. It's like a generational battle of AWPers, Fallen versus zywoo. That's very exciting. Oh, shox at ramp. No way. Okay, gets away with a double. Traded by Fallen eventually. You know, you get it eventually, and that's opened up a path through ramp. While this is going on, you know, your numbers dwindling. Vitality, you've got plenty of time to adjust this CT setup. They've already rotated Apex down towards B. He caused them problems with this early rotation just rounds ago, so this is something that Liquid you were hoping would be ready for, but Apex still catches Elige off guard. Stewie doesn't survive the journey out into this A-bomb site, and so it is just Fallen left in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, no getting out of this one alive. Vitality are barely conceding bomb sites, right? They're getting so many multi-kills. RPK from above rafters, Apex holding ramp. I mean, there's been no free real estate for Liquid. Fallen's giving it a go. He's got to pick onto RPK, but he won't commit. Probably rightly so. There are two players here. He's going to try and wrap around the door. Vent dive is optional here. He could get down to that B-bomb site, but he's already found zywoo. Tempted into this top site instead, and Nivera above will put him to rest. It's Vitality with a 5-0 lead, and Apex was lower as well from ramp. So Vitality were planning for every possible outcome in that round. Timeout for Liquid, maybe the right call. The money isn't pretty either. And you can see this is what we're talking about, right? Like, you know, Elige is still far less than the rest of his team. So they've got a lot of talking to do. Some decision needs to be made here for Liquid, likely to just invest around it. But for Vitality, this is a great start to their opponent's map pick. No one wavering yet. No weak link for the French side. Let's see if they can keep that up.
Yeah, they're just unwavering right now. And Liquid... and he's having a hard time piecing together how to beat this team Vitality. Meanwhile, the IGL on the other side of things, Apex 8-0. So in the clash of the brains, Apex feels like he's having a much better time right now. You know, the individual performance is there. His teammates have stepped up whenever he's needed them to. The pressure is really off for a guy like Apex in moments like this. And for Stewie, he's being asked to come up with answers to problems he hasn't even necessarily encountered yet. Smoke's gonna rain in outside. Trying to go for this cross. It's that triple wall, right? One in the garage, two to block off main. It allows you deeper control towards outside and lets you challenge for this garage position a little more freely. That will be the call made. They send a man out into the garage. Gonna be Stewie. Elige holding on to CeRq in the meantime, and Fallen hoping that he's going to get given something, some kind of challenge over here towards outside.
Oh, shox misses all those timings. He doesn't see Stewie, who just hit him behind credit card, and now Liquid can set up for this top hit. They've got 3 inside of Squeaky. 20 seconds, right? Vitality probably aware that the hit is coming in right here, right now. calling to get ready. nawwk tucked, RPK waiting. He's going to line up a flash. It could be perfect as Liquid get out the door. They're so blind, and nawwk only gets one there. You were expecting more, but great trade, and Fallen finds a shot with the AWP. RPK hiding at the back of this site. They can't kill him. Oh no, it's a disaster. And Aleksib, the trades come through, but it's all too late. zywoo's already in heaven, and Vitality deal with that A-hold.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be impressed with what RPK's bringing to the table in this game. Like, every one of these A-hits, he has been good for a multi-kill. He's been putting up the numbers the moment you need it of him. He's not doing anything flashy. He's just being such a solid anchor in the back of this A-bomb site, constantly keeping Liquid guessing as well. They try to throw some set nades in there to dunk him out of the round, but you know, you haven't been able to figure out where RPK is, whether it's up on the rafters, up on the hut, behind the silo. He's just played all these different positions and has been good for so many multi-kills from them. Really makes you happy to see RPK in this form. Here he is again. This time only good for one. This is one of the first rounds, actually, we haven't seen him multi-kill. So maybe this is a chance for Liquid. Maybe they were hinging on RPK this heavily, because now it's a 2v2 in the retake. zywoo just goes running in, and now he's lost his teammates to a 1v2 and a 5-7 out in towards this A-bomb site, but Liquid are down the vents and trying to hit B. zywoo, this clutch just got a hell of a lot harder.
Yeah, but there's any man for the job. Vent is free, no one here to stop him getting down. Liquid double up inside of the site. Aleksib on a 3-piece, he's got an AUG as well. Scope v scope for zywoo. A lot to do. Moving in slowly. One on the rafters is the first point of contact, but Aleksib is not giving up anything. He's waiting for zywoo to commit, and commit he must. Scope is in, and Aleksib will shut down the round. Liquid finally on the board. It comes from a low economy investment, but they pick it up nonetheless, and the AWP saved as well. Perfect stuff. And I mean, you know, even if Liquid haven't been building rounds in this T side, look at the effect that's had on the economy, right? Double auto shotgun with the AWP. It's not a pretty buy, but it does show that Liquid have at least been whittling down players, bringing us into clutch situations. And all it takes is a couple of rounds in a row to really break that economy of Vitality. Nade's being lined up on A. Double nade for hut roof here, but no one playing that position for a change. RPK is inside of the hut with a shotgun. And nawwk, I don't know how he sees Stewie through the smoke, but a taste of his own medicine perhaps as he picks up the opener.
And the shotguns are out in full force. Look at this, shox and RP. Oh, never mind. Oh, shox is dead. That shotgun never gets the impact it wants. Apex flashes himself in, and he just takes the gunfight straight up, and now it's all on to Fallen in a 1v3. Can he succeed where zywoo was not able to do so in that round prior? Tasked with the AWP clutch. Fallen trying to get the bomb down, but there's the swing from nawwk. And Vitality are up 7-1 versus Liquid. Oh, it's looking pretty brutal. Yeah. The map pick of Liquid really not delivering right now.
And it's just not what we saw the other day, right, against Faze. Obviously a very different team in a very different state right now, but remember that game? It was just Fallen going like 20-5 to start the map, just running everywhere, getting AWP opening kills, shooting people through smokes. It just felt like nothing would miss for Liquid, and right now, well, they've really got an opponent up for the job. Molly's outside to stop the smokes. Will that have any success? Aleksib just running it, and the smokes are down, surely going to get disrupted as well as Liquid go very fast outside. Doesn't matter, the smokes land, it's not an B hit anyway, it's back to the top side. RPK, he has to kill everyone here, and he falls after one. Finally, Liquid, the pace change, and into that A site with a round. Almost nothing Vitality can do here to stop them. They're going to wait. They're going to hang back. They're going to see if Liquid give them a chance back in. But if that is not presented, it might just have to be the save for Apex. shox picked up by Aleksib lurking outside. And I love that speed for Liquid as well. As soon as Vitality win their reset round and get back on the board, Liquid go, enough of this. Let's hit them at home. Let's hit them where it hurts.
Yeah, that's a little overzealous from Apex. He's trying to get cheeky with it. It hasn't been for a long while now. It's no longer just this zywoo showing.
He's still pretty good.
He's still good, right? Don't get me wrong. You can't knock zywoo.
Nope.
And it's great when you get mileage out of the old boys in this team. Oh, another fast round for Liquid.
All right.
Not wasting any time, in towards the A site they go, and RPK falls at the first hurdle.
Yeah, straight in with a round here. Like, Vitality are gambling the fact that this is not going to be an A play. They double push yard. They have a very heavy setup outside, and well, Fallen's waiting for it in T-spawn. Oh dear, he loses the orb. That's a bit overzealous, but it's still fine for Liquid, who are going to be able to contain Vitality and likely win the round. They might lose the orb in the process, and you know, that's a small victory for Vitality, but otherwise Liquid building in for 3. The timeout does not stop Liquid on their speed. And you're not going to get many rounds like that, right? Just running out A. All that took was one pick onto RPK above the hut, and then, you know, Vitality have no one else on that site. Fully out of position. Was a force buy, though, so you can afford to take risks. Oh, yoink.
Oh,
denied.
Nath waited for you. The trap was laid. nawwk, keep the orb. Don't give it to zywoo. Resist that temptation.
Surprised to hear that out of you, Harry.
Yeah, well, you know, man, nawwk used to be the AWPer back in Heretics. Then Maka joined, then he gives it up, right? And then we see him join this squad where same kind of thing. But there was a time, and so I want to see what he's able to do with it. He's got the armor as well, and it means that zywoo can just keep banking up this
ones and regulation, and now leading Vitality to trophies around the world. Quite the arc. But yeah, he didn't give the AWP over, Harry. nawwk, let's see what he's got. It's been a while.
You don't get many chances with this anymore, so let's see what he's able to do. nawwk, AWP out, and there's the first. Elige out into the crosshair of nawwk. Fallen posted up, hoping to get this trade, is already deep behind red and holding this CT angle, knowing that nawwk is probably just going to go through the motions with this AWP, right? Take a shot, fall back into the next defensive line. That trade never presents itself to Team Liquid. And this M4 on Apex has already rotated down towards the B bomb site. So this is a nice read out of the gate from Vitality. They're posted up, ready to deal with anyone that's made it down through CeRq.
It's also a pace change for Liquid. The only success they've had have been these fast rounds. And, you know, eventually you're going to call a stop to it. But, oh, I was going to say, will that be their undoing? Not if Fallen's hitting shots like that, finding the one rifle down on B. And that's opened up a pathway. nawwk could put a stop to it, though. Back in the hut, he's all over the place like an animal, chasing them down inside of the ramp room. Nav gets the entry. zywoo with a dink. It's not enough. nawwk trades out. They're not watching their back. He's running wild. They should have known he was here, but nawwk has found himself a third. Down on B, shox drops the AWP, and it's all on Grim.
This has gone so wrong, and now double AWP between RPK and shox, of all people. Missed shot from shox. Grim gonna start to run up these vents, but already the rotate's coming back in through the lobby. RPK set up in this A bomb site with the AWP. nawwk in heaven. Grim, they are all around him. They're closing in, and he might be able to get the bomb down, but that is the only victory for Team Liquid in that round there. The AWP and the M4, just the only two weapons brought into that round for Vitality. They do it all. nawwk putting on a bit of a show, a double kill with the AWP, the fast ramp flank that Liquid just weren't ready for. And Vitality, they steal an 8th away.
And you don't want to be too one-dimensional in the cornering, right, if you're Liquid, and you know, do back-to-back really speedy rounds and then just keep doing it, and Vitality, you know, have the stack and suddenly deal with you. But unfortunately for Liquid, it's the pace change back to these slow defaults, which is their undoing. They lose a pick outside to the AWP. Elige dies over Silo. Even though Fallen gets the kill down lower, it's Vitality feeling fearless. Why wouldn't they? They're on pistols, they're on a niko, they've got nothing to lose, and they just collapse on Liquid. They hound them down and don't let them get comfortable. So really nice round for Vitality with 3, you know, unbought players. And now they're back in control of the money, of the momentum, and of the minds of Liquid.
And that's why nawwk should not give in to temptation, right? He did him in that round there. zywoo, is he going to hit this timing? Outside. These smokes are going to start to rain over, but we know that zywoo, smokes only cause him a small problem, it feels like. Ooh. Apex tag down low, trying to get ahead of that smoke. Does get some good damage off in return.
Sick molly.
They are crossing behind these. zywoo looking for any kind of gap to exploit. Oh man, it always makes me nervous. It always makes me nervous. But they do manage to get down. They do manage to get by that AWP. And apex, the first man to rotate down, needs to get joined up by shoxy here, because he's very, very low.
Yeah, and now Liquid are going fast as well. This is going to get heard from any outside players. They're running B. acex, who's so low, and he puts the Legion in the same case, but won't kill him. Oh, down the vent, Navera hunting the backline. Will that tempt Liquid back up into the A site? There's a full rotate down lower. Everyone's here, but Grim flying out the window. Shox sets a pass, and he goes for one. Doubling down, they're at the back of the site. Naf finally trades, but here is RBK from the ramp flank. Oh, he whiffs. And Liquid, they pick it up. It's pandemonium, Harry. From the second the first kill of the round comes in to the last, there's only 10 seconds in between. Vitality chasing Liquid once again down on that B bomb side, but this time the trades are really good, even though shox makes a massive play to let a couple of players into the site. Naf still clears him, and Fallen somehow gets away with a missed AWP shot and finds his second. Thank goodness RPK misses his with the AUG as well. And now Vitality back to broke. They've won this before, but with far more. And Liquid at the cusp of getting a pretty good half here on the T side.
Yeah, it's nice to see Liquid like stumbling back to their feet, finding some success here, and a chance now to put up a palatable first half. 7 to 8 still very much on the cards, and this round should be a freebie. Ooh, never underestimate these French pistols though. Navera getting up close in the hut. Liquid, they're not going to run into this one blind. They're taking their time with it. Really being cautious. You are 3 strong inside of this A bomb site if you're Vitality, so decent numbers here, but are the numbers going to be enough? Looking like the immediate answer is no, as everyone's dead in the blink of an eye. It will be the round for Liquid. shox, as good as he is, asking him to find this 1v4 is certainly one step too far. And there's Grim to put an end to that one. 5 on the board for Liquid. Building back, and I always make the case that no one cares about how it starts, right? It's all about how strong you finish things out. It's all about that ending. And Liquid, they've almost dug themselves out of this hole.
Yeah, this is the round to do it, right? It's going to put Vitality on a force at the end of the half, even though that can be scary. Oh, zywoo. Grim was a little wider. He was a little further than zywoo anticipated, and he kills that AWP early in no man's land. shox still has ramp under control, but, I mean, it's no getting back that AWP with Vitality. And Liquid won't jump the gun either. They just post up, patiently waiting for another response, another reaction from the Frenchman, and they're going to get it. Although the one place they're not watching is apex pushing outside. They're lining up on the roof. Oh, he just misses it. Spotting, finally, and ding! Oh, no, he doesn't finish the job. The nade, it certainly could. Bisui bounds out of there and survives. Oh, that's at least info for Vitality. They see that Liquid were lining up A nades, but now Liquid know that they can go away with that plan, look elsewhere. Ramp may even be tempting considering the kill on zywoo earlier, but back to, you know, the old setup. Not learning. But it's fine, because there's no punishment for apex. There's a nade in A, it's all a fake, it's all a ruse. It's shox hidden behind the box on ramp.
The box that no one ever checks, as I dub it, and no one's checked it, wouldn't you know? shox has got a chance. Oh, but the spray's a little ugly. This is where apex is swinging in tandem, and him and Navera, they get it locked in. It's Grim left up alone, and oh, he didn't see the feet of apex there, but apex saw him. Vitality, they squashed down onto the ramp room. They put 9 up on the board. And when will people check that damn box, Hugo? When's it going to happen?
We need a dedicated molly there every time, I think, because you are right, Harry. You coined the name, and honestly, the amount of rounds, I feel like if anyone ever plays it, they get away with one. At worst, usually a double. If not, you can stall that position like shox does for so long. And Vitality, they see all those A grenades come in, but no one pushes. So what do? They just flank lobby again, and they crush Liquid. They catch them.
It's so hard as well, because like back on old Nuke, man, that box would be, you know, you would really investigate it. Like you'd be like, no, I don't trust it, and you know, you would try and molly it out, but then we kind of saw it fall out of favor in favor of like positions that allow you to drop down the ramp and stay alive. Safe, right? And it's like, yeah, you know, not be forced into a gunfight that there's no option to get out of. But I think that is what makes that position so strong now, is that everyone just kind of discounts it without...
Why would he play that?
Yeah, right, yeah, he's stuck if you play that. That's dumb. And then it's like, well, all right.
Not only double kills you. Yeah, it's a good round. And Vitality have saved it, right, Harry? We've been, pushing a storyline of Liquid recovering in the half. Well, now they're desperate for 6, which is fine, but it's not exactly, perfection. And their opportunity stolen right from out underneath them. Vitality got to deal with a yard control round. It's been a while for Liquid, but they had success here earlier. Got lots of smokes down, lots of room given. And shox, he's going to use the smokes to his advantage. He's going to move behind another box of his choosing, but they're on his left side and he's not even considering it. The shadow gives away Sui's position and shox finds the first. Sui having a bit of a mare in this one. Nice trade for Aleksib, who went past the garage. Shox can't escape and neither can Nivera. Double up into A, go Liquid, and RPK has to do it all.
Oh, Apex on the ladder, trying to make... Oh, no, he made it himself. It's all gone a little bit wrong. It's Apex and zywoo, desperate to claw their way back into this retake. And AWP on zywoo finds its way through the lobby, but waiting in the hut, there is a man close by. zywoo, how on earth is he meant to navigate this one? He's got to thread the needle here and hit some kind of incredible timing to get past the man in the hut. There's the first out, Grim falling, and now suddenly from a 4v2 to a 2-on-2. Apex needs to check the CT vent, but sandwiched by Fallen and Naf. It's zywoo and his 5-7, not able to get it over the line.
Really be explosive on this map. They've got a lot of utility as well. So do Liquid. I mean, it goes both ways. CZ on Naf. And right looking towards that A side is Apex. There's not much of a defense here, you got to notice. Already a player out lower, out of the spawn, it's Naf. A heavy triple ramp setup for Liquid. Util coming in A, Vitality. I mean, it's a retake round, right? Liquid is set up for this exact contingency. It's not what they want, but it's what they're prepared for. So let's see if this 5-on-5 post-plant on the A site will net anything for Liquid, or if Vitality can peel away and pick it up with ease.
Yeah, Fallen's got these 2 pop flashes for Heaven. He's just got to wait for his teammates to get into position. They've also got the retake one-way smoke. That's going to get dropped now as the flashes rain in. However, shox hits that timing and spots them setting up for the retake. Oh no, the information was there for Vitality. And in the blink of an eye, it's all left onto Aleksib. Now, he lands a couple of nice ones, but any more? A little bit more damage cancelled out by zywoo. And Vitality, they put 10 on the board. They lock in that
Heaven, like they're going to flash it.
Yeah, they're going with Heaven with flashes.
Don't get flashed from Heaven and re-peek when they flash. Like, it's pretty simple for Vitality to call that one. And so, yeah, they're very ready for it. They don't have any issue closing it out. Scout on Fallen, but smokes are down, and Vitality already setting up with the conditioning, committing behind these smokes as well. I love doing this on the first gun round, or the first round of your T side, right, with weapons, like going behind the smokes. For the rest of the half, Liquid, every time they see those smokes, they're going to be wondering, are they just 5-man committing towards B? And that's when you can start playing with your food, right? Like conditioning, going elsewhere, putting 1 player behind it, sneaking 5 behind the smokes. There's lots of options, but for now, they've got to make it work, and that's easier said than done with a heavy lower rotate. Aleksib in the door with the damn deagle and 1 more inside of the site. They need to clear out Naf. They've done that, and through the smoke comes Fallen to his own death.
Wow.
Aleksib's fallen as well, and blink and you miss it. This round is a mop-up.
Yeah, something else I love about that there, right, is that Vitality, they don't commit like the majority behind the smokes. They commit everyone down behind the smokes. And that's great because, as you say, you talk about the conditioning and the fact that you got to be worried about those smokes. Well, on top of that, right, the first time you've seen it, Liquid, they were able to take lobby without any resistance. And so now, if you do run that again with the majority going down with the smokes, anyone you do leave behind in the lobby could get discounted for that reason. Like it's been given up before when Vitality have ran the outside smokes. It just makes it that much more viable in like this big mind game that is the duel of those outside smokes.
Yeah, something that worries me, Harry, I don't know if you echo my sentiment here in this series, is for Liquid, right? We know that Stewie's calling on this map. Obviously that does make sense. Like Moses said, that they're getting Fallen acclimatized to calling on this map eventually. That will be the game plan long term. But the second map of this series is Vertigo. That's, again, I'm presuming Fallen's calling there. That's, not one that Fallen has won a major on, right? A new XANTARES, love it, but it can be a hard map to call, and it can be a suffocating map, and it can be a map that relies on a lot of randomness when we come to those post plants on A, shooting through smoke.
Yeah, like smoke spam duels at ramp.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess at times. So I'm a little worried for where the calling is going to lead us in this series. It'd be fine if you had this pocket pick of nuke locked in, but right now, it's looking anything but. Vitality, another anti-eco, and another round really is just how it goes. Stewie getting stylish with it, but should not be able to win this one, although the low HP.
Yeah, the low HP is a pretty big problem. shox could really, yeah, there we go. He alleviates the pressure with that perfectly timed peek onto a liege. And so there we go, the round's locked in. Vitality are pretty damn good at converting these anti-eco rounds. You don't really often see them get too out of hand. They play them pretty quickly.
But we're back into the swing of things. FPS bugs fixed. CSGO, please fix as well. Don't want to have to be changing res for the rest of our life every time that happens. 12-6. AWP on Fallen. zywoo will stick with the AK. And yeah, it's first full gun round. You don't need the AWP, and maybe, hey, maybe you can get it for free. If Vitality steal it out of the hands of Fallen. And here we go, Harry. The smokes are down, but what's happening? It's only 2 players crossing behind it. Vitality are in the lobby. Liquid aren't reacting by getting aggressive. They haven't fallen for this ruse. And Vitality are actually crossing close main as well. It's going to be a main smoke by the looks of things for Apex. And I think they're going to be taking this top hit very shortly, going through the smoke. Stewie, he spots him, but he's trapped at the boxes, and oh, he looks away as they come around the corner. Upgraded guns, and the A site locked in. Fallen needs to do something massive, but Elige has fallen as well, and this AWP might just have to save. 5-on-2, and Liquid don't even get a say in the matter.
Yeah, these rounds feel the worst, right? You come into your first rifle, you're excited to try and put a stop to Vitality, and you get run over. Like for Fallen and for NAF, they haven't even really had a chance to even play the round. Like their round has been drop down Ben. Oh, well, there you go. That's it for Fallen. And NAF is, I went to ramp, and then my round ended at ramp. And so literally, you've accomplished nothing here for these 2 saving players, and even then they don't manage to get away with the gun on NAF.
Take it, take the AWP, yeah.
Fallen now needs to stay alive. Oh no, they find him right at the end. Team Liquid.
zywoo's bottom fragging for his team, and Vitality are not even worried. 23-9 on Apex as well. Like, that's a good feeling, that's a good sign. You know, we know zywoo can do it. We don't need to be proving it every single map. And the fact that his team can pick up the pieces when he's having a bit of trouble is nice. Great shot. Apex, he's having a great game. So weird to see him whiff that spray, but Elige capitalizes very well.
They gave Elige the scout as well. That's like a budget Bogdan. As they throw that into his hands. He's now got it outside. Vitality are a man down. And this is where, you know, things always get a little bit scary. Whenever we've spoken to the pros, they've always said, like, these are the rounds that really start to feel like a little bit rough, especially if you lose this early man advantage. It's going to force you to slow things down if you're Vitality. You don't want to throw these guns away to pistol players. And so now they turn their attention to ramp. Fallen's been boosted up here earlier on. So NAF is going to try and draw the attention and give this false sense of security that, oh, I'm the ramp player and I've dropped down. But to do that, NAF does need to make contact, because instead they just check for Fallen. NAF will at least swing out and get the trade. And Elige has come rotating in with this scout, but isn't able to find anything with it. He's very, very low, so he needs to watch out for the utility from Vitality. zywoo's holding this flank from behind, and Stewie offers up the equalizer on the back of that peak. But NAF, Pistol King, still making it work down in this B bomb site, and now he's armed himself with an AK. This is starting to spiral, Vitality. This is starting to get out of hand, and everyone in the room can feel it.
Yeah, NAF opens the door as well. He doesn't even go through it or stand to get spammed. He's just trying to cause a distraction for the ramp flank that's come in. They know RPK's in the corner, and Grim, beautiful headshots there to close it out. Liquid, they collapse upon Vitality, and even though zywoo hits that very quick shot on Stewie's jiggle, NAF with a double. Harry, I agree with you on that ramp hold. I did not think that was going to be how it transpired, right? NAF not making any contact, Fallen getting hard cleared as well. Like, you can't always expect that. And then NAF gets one and drops in, does this little drive-by on B to shoxy, and then gets a gun. And yeah, it turns out to a wonderful round for Liquid with nothing to work with. Remember how that started as well. Elige getting his D shot onto Apex on Silo, and it all kind of falls apart. That was a full eco for Liquid. And they take their first in the half. So hey, better late than never. Let's see if they can do anything with it though. Is it going to be a one and done, or can they build into the CT side? If they can't, well, it might already be too late. Fallen, going aggressive, moving behind red with the AWP. It's a nice angle. Are they ready for it?
They look ready. Oh my God, Fallen is so blind, but they didn't see him yet. And there he is back in with the swing. Goes blow for blow with Apex and lives to tell the tale. But shoxy, will he be able to close this gap, close this distance? The molly has almost wrecked him. And Fallen's there to finish the job. That Molotov started. Naf back in at the ramp room. He was the hero in that round prior. They got everything, got the ball rolling for Team Liquid. Well, this time he just concedes this ramp control and instead elects to play down the ramp. You need this trade, and RPK is going to get it at the very, very least. B play now on the cards. Rotations coming through for Team Liquid. The first man is already here. It's Stewie at Decon, drawing the attention in. Flash is there for RPK, but Stewie's hidden from it. And all they can do is close the door on Stewie, hope that he's respectful about it. Instead, zywoo and RPK hold their own in those two gunfights. It's Fallen all alone in a 1v2, an AWP to play with, and 2 in the round already. One man over here at Decon, and Fallen looking to relive the golden years, starts to creep on in. Fallen with the peek, and the shot misses. So damn close, but RPK answers the call when he needs to the most. 3 in the round to put up 14 for Vitality.
With Stewie and Grim opening the door there and trying to stop the bomb plant, they are very wide as well. There's a world where if they just hold a bit of a tighter angle on that door swing, they can just kill the planter and the cover can't come through for Vitality. But yeah, they don't know both the positions of those Ts, and somehow Vitality win a stinger of a round. Gotta say, even though he loses the 1v2, Fallen's the guy who starts that off, and it's so nice to watch this guy back in the server, styling with the orb, playing aggressive, in-your-face counter-strike with that AWP. It's just a shame the results aren't really there, even though he opened up. Liquid win that one eco and immediately get silenced by Vitality. It could all be coming to a very bitter end for Liquid. Spy round's got to be bailing them out once more. shox with the molly. It's not going deep though, it's the clear close. Elige can peek up ahead of it if he wants.
Yeah, you know, if the Liquid's this bitter, you want to get some pineapple in here. You go Elige down in secret. Elige down in secret, just waiting, looking outside.
They don't know, and they're throwing outside smokes. Elige is now going to confirm that there's no one in the yard, and this is all a bit of a fake. So no one's going to move for Liquid. That is something they have in this round. What can they do with it? Naf has been good for 1-for-1s. Can he find more?
Naf. There's the lineup, there's the spray down, and Naf will deliver 3. Oh, it's a beauty from Naf. And he's dropped the bomb, he's looking for number 4. Can he get it? Go on. shox will at least get the trade, but is very, very low. 13 points of health. And the walking wounded makes his way out through the ramp room. Drop it down, he's surely dead. He has gotten just ahead of Elige, but that's a false sense of security for shox. And so Liquid, they keep the dream alive.
And Apex 3 deaths in a row without getting a kill ever since he died above the silo, so maybe back into things now. Vitality on another gun round. No orb, the money was there. They're looking towards A. Fast flashes in through the door. Will they really be committing as well? Mollied off, smoke on it, and they just go. They just hit the hammer, and a nice shot from Fallen, catching Apex midair, bomb in the hut, and now you're committed. Now you're stuck in if you're Vitality, but you don't want to be. You've lost 2 players and gained no ground.
Yeah, no, they back out, and you know, it's the right call to make. It hasn't left you with a hell of a lot in this round, though. You're 2 players down. You lost a hell of a lot from that alone. You need to start winning some fights, and zywoo will provide that at least. Some outside control gain. Navera waiting back in the lobby. Still here. Not able to catch Grim, pushed up in the hut. And now the aggression's coming through for Team Liquid. Wow. They've got lobby away from Vitality.
Nice.
And so it is just zywoo left, 1v4. And I think, you know, you're bang on, Hugo. Apex hasn't had a kill since dying in that very, very messy way to Elige outside, which was a great shot from Elige. Feels like it's really done his confidence in, because in these last few rounds, man, he has just been like a lamb to the slaughter.
Yeah, we've seen him get a bit mad on the player cams as well, right? Like, you know, Apex very vocal in-game leader. Let's hope that doesn't do too much for the confidence of Vitality.
You can feel the momentum like starting to pick up for Liquid and starting to slow down for Vitality. The scary part is though you're so late in the game and Vitality are so close to map point that all it takes is like one showing of brilliance from any one of these 5 capable players and suddenly it might all be for nothing.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind though, like this is no longer a 14-7. Like Liquid are about to get double digits, and that's when you really start believing as well. So I don't think Vitality are by any means out of the woods yet, being that they're on the T side of NUKE. Still can be difficult to get round to the best of times. And this one is no exception. Hero AK on RPK. Naf back to the ramp. He's had a different way of playing it every single time. He's been staying fresh, but he gets caught out of position, rather. RPK with the AK entry with the lineup for Aleksib, and he finds 3 with a bomb at his feet. Aleksib on for the ace, and there might be no stopping him, but the ace probably denied as shox is far away. Aleksib, oh, he's hopping into position. He might just have this on a platter. Can he hit the shot, though? Oh, he spots him, and Aleksib with the ace to get Liquid double digits. Great round. Considering Naf gets caught with nothing as well, right? Like, Naf is needed to go 1 for 1 in rounds that Liquid win when Vitality come ramp. So that's like the first time Naf has just died with nothing. And Aleksib is luckily on such a fast rotation with that AUG, just mowing them down. Now Liquid, now they're believing again. They got the money. They got the double digits. They got the AWP on Fallen. What's not to love? Vitality got to get 2 rounds. And Harry, you say it's not how you start, but how you finish. Well, who's going to finish first here?
I don't know, man. It's like Aleksib just borrowed all of Apex's confidence.
Oh,
he's really come alive, and RPK just misses that timing. Fallen takes the peek, and the scariest part is that they never saw this player cross behind the door.
I think they did actually. I think he saw like the arm of Stewie, and that's why he was ready for a second
why
player.
He was swinging so wide.
Yeah.
Radio in there. Yeah. Okay, they did see him. Right, that's fine then. Apex gets that trade. Finally, he breaks that silent streak to leave the 4-on-4 open to Vitality. However, this ramp aggression, well, Naf has heard these footsteps going back out the lobby. He's now got the info that an outside play could be on the cards, and Fallen is posted up over here in secret, trying to be the man that makes the difference for Team Liquid.
Here comes some smokes. Which ones are they? Of what variety? The wider ones. Still going to cross, and shox with a shot. Fallen was scoped in behind red, and they go wide as well. My oh my. That's a banger of a kill for shox. As now Vitality have been gifted a pathway towards a B site. There's no one here. Naf is on rotation. He's running, but he's not gunning yet. Trying to stay silent, getting into his spot. Oh, the door timing could be huge, but they miss it. And now Naf is in position to do something dastardly. There's one. zywoo right below. Aleksib just killed Apex on the top at the meantime, and already planting for the ramp side as zywoo gets into position. They are coming here. He could kill both. He could find 15 right here, right now, but zywoo traded, and now Grim in the clutch.
Grim v shox. shox is so often good in these clutch scenarios, and a 1v1 would often be a walk in the park for a man like shoxy. Grim, a lot of work to do, taps the bomb, but shox has played this to perfection inside the site, and in with the backstab. Vitality, they put up 15, map point now taken.
This is getting scary indeed. First map of this series as well, certainly living up to the hype. RPK's on a UMP. It's far from a perfect buy for Vitality, but it may be implying a bit of speed into this round. Fallen does have the AWP in garage. Not really seen the Fallen zywoo head-to-head, right? We've not really seen that T-side AWP. He picked it up once when Nivera killed Fallen in secret, but otherwise never really bought it. Coming up secret is Aleksib. He has been in this position a couple of times as well, and if Fallen fires this AWP outside, they might discount this spot as they've never seen Aleksib on the stairs. Nice stuff for Fallen above the smoke. Now Aleksib can pounce. They're all looking at the smoke. Can Aleksib find a timing to do damage in the back line? Fallen somehow hops and leaps out of there. Aleksib gets aggressive, but they are holding for him and somehow dropping the bomb. Aleksib doubling back. Fallen finds a quick shot to shoxy, and it's a 5-on-2 in the blink of an eye.
Now he's trying to peek through the flames, trying to use those to his advantage. RPK does gain a little bit of ground, and Liquid, the fight wasn't over yet. Now we're 2-on-3. Now something is possible in a round like this.
Oh.
They blindside Grim, and suddenly this heaven rotate from Fallen has got to deliver. There's that first kill, and that there could make all the difference. Naf with the backstab, and it's well timed. Liquid, they dig themselves out of that, but they make it a lot harder than it had to be.
Yeah, it's not good for the money either, right? Like, obviously, at this point, there's no time to eco. You're just buy every round. But it's going to mean that util and stuff is potentially a little bit weaker. You definitely need those mollies to get in A quickly to avoid Vitality just, throwing caution to the wind and running out the hut, as Liquid did in a couple of their T-side rounds. 3 from Fallen with the AWP, but a full eco for Vitality as they take a breather. Deagles with some Kev on Apex as well. But... nothing too interesting. Oh, Elige makes it across and no one sees. Same setup for Liquid outside has been the answer. If Vitality see this setup in back-to-back rounds of Fallen AWP in Garage and Elige down in Secret, they know there's going to be a weakness. They know that top site is going to have one player less. There's no chance to double ramp when you're double outside at the same time. So there's lots of options for Vitality if they get this info, and maybe we'll see something sped fast on A or ramp in the follow-up round. That's if they get the info, because great shot by RPK, but Elige is not budging, tucked in the corner, waiting for them to come his way. He finally moves and does spot Apex. Stewie's going to try and assist, come out from the main position. Elige with a grenade. They've gotten past Stewie. Grim confirms and denies Nevera as RPK fires off to no avail. It's a bit of a messy one, but it's one that Liquid look like they have under wraps. And Vitality, I'm wondering if the cogs in their brain are moving at this point and they're starting to realize how Liquid is setting up in the CT side. Certainly getting too close for comfort.
After that pause, shox hit them with the have fun. And let's see if that is telling of what they've got up their sleeve here. Vitality. What's the game plan? Well, that there is going to rain on in and head over towards heaven. There's another smoke falling.
Okay.
Back towards outside, though. Not going to be the call of the day for Vitality. They like this outside area. They try to go fast up behind this smoke. Elige sat in the back of Garage this time, not in Secret, and he lines up that first. The flash doesn't blind him either.
Wow.
And so there's the lineup in for Fall, and that AWP is nowhere in sight, and it's not needed. RPK, the last man to fall, and Liquid, they are having fun. They're up onto 13, closing this gap round by round.
That's such a great adjustment for Liquid as well, right? Like, obviously, they don't have the AWP, which is a bit of a scary one for Fallen, but he just plays a crossfire with Elige. And even though Vitality were, somewhat expectant of that position, the flash goes in deep, and Elige is able to avoid it fully, lining up 2 kills and more damage that Fallen capitalizes on. And yeah, Vitality, they do want that A site, but it's from outside they try and get there, and they're not allowed. Now Pistols up against 13. We're playing for round number 30 by the looks of things. We're playing for overtime or regulation for Vitality if they can close it. Drop in vent is very loud. That's information. But they are down B. Pressure put out the door by zywoo. Stewie's going to get molly off the top of the hut. Elige is just holding for this drop in case it comes through, but Vitality are running wild in the Secret. Elige can't afford to give them an AK, but that's exactly what goes on. RPK now armored up. The one man with it has got a weapon for the job.
Oh, but he's deleted immediately by Naf on this ramp rotate. Stewie also dropped down the vent. And so he's present in this B site, and Vitality have got no idea. A freebie onto Nevera. For shox and zywoo, they're up on this A side of the map. They have been obsessed with this outside play, and the responses from Liquid have been very, very fast, right? It leans into this double outside setup that Liquid have been running. Naf is given a lot of space over at ramp. And so for zywoo, damage may be looking to be the objective here. The money isn't that great for Team Liquid. Blow open the double doors, give himself a few more angles to work with, but with these crossfires set up the way they are, the damage that zywoo can find is real limited, and there's the peak from Naf. 14 for Liquid.
Boy, oh boy.
And it feels like
in this map and series, but can they stay on their pick, or will it be gone in an instant and straight to Vertigo?
So either Vitality are going to do something completely different, or they're going to try and prove to us why they've been so obsessed with outside. I don't even know which one of them I prefer. Like, outside just hasn't been working, but they go for it again. They're trying to make this work. There is a gap, a glaring gap in that smoke. Luckily enough, the flash is in. It's gonna save the first two. Oh man, the flashes. Okay, that's great. The awareness from Vitality to realize the gap in that smoke, keep a leash off them. Now the fast B player's in, and for the first time in a long while, they've gotten down into B without sustaining casualties outside, without losing players. It's fast, lower play. The only one who can disrupt it now is Naf. He's in with the first. There's the trade. Fallen on rotation is dropped as well. And it's even odds. A retake down in B. Finally, Vitality, they get what they've been looking for. They get this bomb plant. Now is the time to show us why you were so fixated on this B plant.
Yeah, RPK was waiting for Lurkers. It never came. It's a triple ramp retake for Liquid, and they've already pushed on through, beating the first man. The door swung, and it's only shox trapped at the boxes. This should be a Liquid round unless shox does something nuclear, but he can't find the second. And overtime is where we find ourselves. 14-7. to 15-10 to 15-15. Liquid going hard, pulling it all the way back. No AWP for Vitality. Fallen's armed and dangerous, and he's actually jumping above the garage. He smokes himself so he can have a bit of a one-way from red, and he can have some cover behind this pillar. This is a weird position, and Vitality don't even know it yet. They're behind the smokes, two of them. Hey, it worked so well for them in regulation, but they're playing it a little more patient, looking for an outside lurker. Apex jumps up on the silo and does take down the AWP. That's a huge kill. Vitality can just reset with that frag as well and group up. They've got two in secret selling this fake and three back in the lobby if they want to go towards a top site. These secret players can double back through main, even come up the vent. The options are open for Vitality thanks to this opening kill.
Yeah, and on the back of getting that Liquid, they don't feel sound in rotating a player down towards B just yet. Now, finally, Naf will start to give it a bit of a look in, but this time Vitality are a lot deeper than all the times they've hit B prior. And while all this attention is getting given to the B bomb site, Liquid, who have been used to these B commitments, start to rotate out of A. This is where Vitality try to hit the timing, but Grim is still here, and he's still taking scalps. zywoo down in the vent, trying to rotate up, and he will catch Grim. So now down to the 1v1, and back in with a vent drop. No. Naf is down here, man. You know that Naf is here. You know he's been on the B bomb site, and zywoo's still gonna nail the shot. Vitality up onto 16, and zywoo, he just takes the fight gladly.
What a risky play for zywoo, and of course, of all things, he just nails the headshot first bullet. Like, you know, there's two ways of thinking about that for zywoo. Either Napa's gone ramp up heaven and zywoo's trying to avoid him, or he's just going, well, I know Naf's B, I'm gonna kill him B. That's the last thing that he would expect. Why would Naf be ready for a vent drop when zywoo has an A plant available? Great 1v1 clutch, 1v2 even, but Vitality, they finally needed a round. They finally needed something. It comes in overtime. They wish it was regulation. But better late than never. Aleksib back to garage. Fallen with the AWP once more. He's running a muck down towards B. He's got to walk eventually so they don't hear him, and Aleksib actually keeps him back for a second with a spray, but they jump over the shots, and Fallen is in position to wait for this. They've actually not seen the AWP this deep, right? It's always been fighting on the stairs and offering up a pick. Fallen, flashed off, has to run. They now know what they're up against, but do they know it's the AWP? One could presume, but Fallen looking to bring the fight to them. Missed shot, zywoo catches him on the corner. Naf does take lobby. There's no one here to stop him right now, except Navera, who's hidden. Actually, RPK's in the door as well. It's a double setup. Navera mollies his teammate. What's going on? It's a mess. Aleksib's anchoring B, and shox does die. Vitality, I don't even know what site they want. They don't even know what site they want.
Navera's thinking, now's my chance. If I force RPK to give the man advantage, but I'm a shoo-in to play on the next map. Naf pushed in towards the lobby, and RPK is somehow still alive. They get a man up into heaven as well. Apex has hit a good timing here. Grim's on the receiving end. The bomb is dropped in the door, but Stewie just walks into the crosshairs of heaven. Oh no. It was once an even bout, an even chance for Liquid. Now turns back in favor of Vitality. Oh, it's gone even worse. Apex from the heavens is the guardian angel of Vitality. Aleksib left up in the clutch, and Apex gonna send him packing. He you know, fell pretty silent there in that second half of play.
Vitality in that round, that was a mess, right? They were committing to both sides at the same time, and some team, you know, mutiny going on as well. Great shot for Fallen, catching a jump, but nevera will not let him escape with a gap in the smoke. By design, perhaps. Aleksib pushing ahead of the Molotov peak, and nevera trades once more. This guy is on another level, keeping vitality in this round, whether they like it or not. RPK has a timing out ramp. Stewie is coming back up. He is not convinced that this is clear, and he's got the right read and the shot to back it up. Stewie's had a great recovery in this map as well, worth noting. Doubled his kills in the last 10 rounds. And he's going for more. Bomb dropped. Stewie closes it, and Liquid at least salvage. Do or die for Liquid. Their map pick as well. Vertigo coming up next. Whether that be sooner rather than later, we'll have to wait and see. Naf with the AWP as well. He's taking a spawn shot towards main, but there's no one here for him to pick up early, and so he just has to give it up. Will he throw that back over to Fallen, or is Naf going to keep with the AWP? We know there's a lot of AWP ability on this Team Liquid roster. And for now, you don't want to be caught, swapping weapons, trading guns. This is a good bait. Naf is spamming hut with the AWP, and Fallen's watching for it above the ladder as well. So if someone pushes on Naf, reloading or just taking a shot, they are dead. Naf reloading, hoping to force that fight, but RPK is not budging inside of the hut. Smart call from him. Smoke in main. But it's countered by one of Vitality's, just trading utility. No hurry for Liquid. And at any point, RPK can hit the pedal to the metal and just take over lobby. Liquid is setting up for what looks like a top hit. They're lining up utility on A, as well as having a main wrap coming through from outside on Stewie. The only issue is exactly how Liquid like to put a Liege back in garage, while we have Apex there as well.
Yeah, utility reigns over these main players. They were meant to be the brunt of this hit, and they barely survived the journey. Stewie, very low, is still in with the kills, and now it's this double AWP left to try and hold on. With two of these players so damn low, these AWPs might not even be ideal, but there's zywoo winning his. shox is already down on B, and no one's ready for it. Grim is suddenly the last man standing for Team Liquid. It's him versus a map point for Vitality. Smoke down to try and give himself a little bit more room. A double AWP on shox and zywoo, and trying to hide in the smoke. zywoo deletes him through it. Vitality, they win that first on the CT side. They put up 18. And the fact that shox is already down on B, Liquid were never going to be ready for that. You have just all in that main. It's not until you've ran into shox's AWP down on B that round gets in your head the way that it does. Yeah. Because now you realize, well, there was no one even on A. We actually dropped into the Lion's Den.
Yeah, when you make that call with your Liquid, you're hoping you can catch Vitality in rotation, right? Setting up towards A. Instead, it's just a fast one for Liquid now. RPK behind the boxes, and he's got a teammate by his side, providing cover. RPK drops the bomb, and this could be all said and done. 4 on 2. Oh, the burst that taps. But RPK desperately looking for Stewie, and he'll get saved. Only Grim in a clutch that might be once again past the point of no return. zywoo with a missed shot. Grim give it a chance, but he can't dance behind the silo, and Apex to close.